going on, people? Sorry, it's dark out. I just got back to the shop. I got my piece of equipment, got a farmer's piece of equipment. Well, actually, one of our trucks will usually go on the lowboy. And the guy, I'll shine a flashlight, the guy who borrowed it, his truck quit, so he's like, can I use your guys' truck to pull a grain hopper out of the field? I says, yeah, no big deal. So it's a triple axle, they call it, but I'm not trying to criticize the guy by all means, but so I got a phone call from him today. He says, hey, the truck runs fine, I have no problem. I recently just replaced the transmission on it. Everything's he's like, everything works fine. He says, I'm losing air, but I don't know where. I know I got a grain band right there making noise, but so I just came in, shut my truck off, and I start this truck up, bumped the RPMs up. I found a little leak on that brake chamber right there, which is the hose leaking very, very little. Well, says that's not significant leak, so I mean, it's pissing very, very lightly. I bet if you're gonna lose a pound every couple minutes, you're lucky. So I walked around the truck, I'm like, okay, nothing. I shut the truck off. I set my trailer brakes, set them, and I released the tractor brakes. And voila. The brake chamber right here on the other side is completely blowing. I don't know, it don't make no sense. It's usually first thing you check if you had no leaks and then you got a significant leak right at the get-go. That's what I would look the first place. But the guy's pretty mechanically challenged, I call it. But he's pretty mechanical, and I can't believe he could not figure that out. So they want me to change the brake chamber, but I have no idea when I have time to do that, because I gotta go get loaded tomorrow morning first thing. And it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? No, it's a little after midnight. Yeah, and I kind of parked like an asshole too in the middle of the driveway. But that's what, I don't know, but seems like I run into this problem quite often. The guys will bring the truck and they says, I have a really bad leak and I don't hear where it's leaking. So you need to put the truck in the mode, like driving mode. So what do you first thing you do? You release the brakes for the truck to propel down the road so nothing drags. That's the first system you want to check. And he told me, he says, when I'm starting up in the morning and both buttons are out for the trailer and truck, it will air up and sneeze from an air dryer and everything's fine. But then when I'm going down the road, it's fine too. But when I'm sitting in line and kind of pushing the line of trucks to get unloaded, and I go along and can't keep the air, and I constantly have to rev it up. Well, duh. I don't know. Simplest thing. It's a half-an-hour job, maybe 45 minutes. I usually taking care of that truck fairly well. But something simple, as simple as that, it gets missed quite often. But not everybody knows the air system, I suppose. That's what this truck looks like. Yeah, right there. Good old Fredliner. Bought that truck, oh geez, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. Very, very cheap. But it did not have a pusher axle. We ended up stretching the frame and put a pusher axle on. And it works very good for a lowboy to move the equipment around. Okay, people, that's all what I got. So speaking of air system, don't forget, winter's coming up. It's time to replace your air dryer, air governor. Get a blowtorch with you just in case. Kind of go through the truck, get yourself a setup for a successful winter. So those things get missed. The air dryer have too much moisture in them and the guys start freezing up. But I would go in, and if you maintain the truck yourself, it's a good time to do it till it's warm out. But they talking about miserable winter, but that's what they're talking about every year. It's going to be terribly cold winter. Well, seems like every time they say that, it's like the warmest year, the warmest winter of all times. Then they're talking about in the spring. So anyways, thanks for watching all. Have a good night. I'm going home.